Coming up on MCTV this week, NATO's importance to the world was discussed by returning alumni, and in mid-February, students are already signing up for summer camp. This week starts now. Hello and welcome to MCTV This Week. For Tori Philbin, I'm Cameron Lyon. Students and faculty gathered Wednesday in the Highlander Room to discuss NATO in a presentation by recent alumni Haley Mills. The discussion covered the history of the organization, its functionality, and whether it still has a place in the world today. NATO originally started as an organization during the Cold War to form alliances for the U.S. with other European countries against the Soviet Union. However, its functionality has been questioned over the last 20 years since the fall of the Soviet Union and the end of the Cold War. Since then, NATO has funded wars like the War on Terror, but some argue its purpose in today's world. The organization is thought by some to be a waste of American money, as it is mostly heavily funded by the U.S.
One member alliance, and it's not just contained. And one of the learning about NATO really interested me in how everything, the security of the United States is just as important as what's going on halfway across the world. And the fact that an alliance can, as an organization, can help keep, global security.
These seminars will continue throughout the semester, Wednesdays at 7:30 in the Highlander Room. This week's presentation will be by James Godey, covering Southeast Asia and Myanmar.
Last week, the Monmouth community discussed how violence and discrimination disrupt peace. Reverend Jan Ott led the discussion in hopes that the event will help people recognize the violence and hopefully spark students to take action. According to Ott, discrimination still remains in our society and is generally ignored.
Violence does impact all of us, even if we don't have a sort of personal story of violence.
The Peace Luncheon continues over the next 2 Thursdays with the topics peacemaking and religion's role in peacemaking. The lunch will be held at noon in the private dining room in the main level of Stockdale.
As Monmouth College students entered the Stockdale Center for dinner last Wednesday, they were offered employment opportunities as summer camp counselors. A variety of camps set up booths for students to get information about employment for the summer. The camps range from mission-based to multicultural camps for both boys and girls. Every camp had its own unique program.
We've got a pretty diverse program, and so we've got athletics, but we also have arts. We have adventure activities like climbing and archery and riflery, and we also have an extensive waterfront as well as a wilderness trips program.
I'm really interested in it because I have a job as a lifeguard over the summer, and I work at a daycare, so I just really like working with children, and I would like to be a camp counselor.
If you would like more information, you can contact the Wackerly Center at monmouthcollege.edu/WC.
One Monmouth student shares his knowledge of construction and how it shaped over ancient times. On Friday, the Classics Department held an afternoon coffee hour in Wallace Hall, where MC Senior Robert Michael Cook presented his senior project on the construction techniques used by Romans in the building of Trajan's Column. Cook, who has personal experience working in construction, found the techniques used in ancient times did not vary much from how structures are built today with the same basic processes and materials.
These walls. Frank Lepper and...
When you look at what they've done, when you read what little they've written about construction, it matches up really well. And if we had to work with their tools and their resources, I think we would probably do it just the same.
Students and faculty attending the meeting got to ask some questions to Cook about his research and were treated to coffee and snacks.
The French Club is spreading the love this Valentine's Day by sending flowers. The week before Valentine's Day, the newly formed French Club offered the opportunity for students to purchase carnations for their special someones. For the cost of $1, students could hire the club to deliver a flower to the room of another student. All proceeds of the sale go towards monthly French Club events. The club has already several more events planned for this semester.
In a few months, we're having a non-alcoholic wine and cheese party. We're having Craig Vivian as our guest speaker, and he's going to come and talk to us about the different kind of foods you eat with different wine.
For more information on the French Club and their events, you can contact faculty advisor Heather Brady at hbrady@monmouthcollege.edu.
Taking a look at some events on campus this week. Whether you're madly in love or a bitter old cynic, What's Love Got to Do with It? A historical account of Valentine's Day is being held tonight at 7 in the Morgan Room. And Friday, a concert by the Sailing dedicated to the late MC student Tommy Hare is at 7 in the Doll Chapel. And Hallelujah, the gospel music extravaganza, kicks off Sunday night at 7 p.m. in the Doll Chapel.
Coming up in sports, MC Track and Field back to their old tricks, breaking many school records last Saturday at the Scotts Invitational. MC Track and Field hosted this season's final invitational on Saturday, looking to climb in the national rankings. The Huff Athletic Center played host to the 14-team event, while a quartet of Monmouth records were broken. Raven Robinson beat her own record in the shot put with a throw of 45 feet, 10 3/4 inches. Allie DeVore finished second with a 44 feet, 11-inch effort. DeVore then set the track record in the weight throw with a mark of 59 feet, 2 inches, which moved her to 4th in the national ranking. For the second straight week, DeVore was voted MWC Performer of the Week. Keontae Green sprinted his way into the Scotts record books 3 times on Saturday. The first came in the exciting 60-meter dash with a 6.89 second run, then a 21.92 second mark in the 200 meters that first time in the 60 meters. Green wasn't done there. He took to the track one more time with his team in the 4x200 meter relay. Along with James Wilson, Brian Sullivan, and Miles Hendricks, Green clocked a winning time of 1:28.63 to break the previous Monmouth record by 1/100th of a second.
It was pretty fun. Yeah, as fast as I've ever run it. So finally got the school record. I've been wanting for a while, so training's working. There's a little fighting going on though, but it was fun.
The Scotts have one more regular season event scheduled. This weekend they'll travel to Wartburg and then return home February 22nd and 23rd for the Midwest Conference Championships. Last Wednesday, the Scotts basketball traveled down Highway 34 to take on rival Knox. Knox came out of the gates on fire, hitting their first 4 threes, racing out to a 14-8 lead. Monmouth would respond. Here, Nick Merriman knocks down the jumper. His 17 first-half points gave the Scotts an 11-point edge at the break. After halftime, the home team would claw their way back, looking for their second conference win. This David Jones free throw with 30 seconds to go tied the game at 74. This game just had that playoff feel throughout. Neither team could score on their final possession, and to overtime we go. In the extra period, Mike DeDecker carried the Scotts, scoring 10 of his 23, but Knox refused to go away. Tyler Olson puts a knife in the hearts of the Scotts, knocking down a triple with 5 seconds to go, forcing another overtime. In the second OT, DeDecker scored 6 more, while the Scotts escaped Galesburg with a victory, 106-97. The men's team will return home this Saturday for Senior Day, hosting the Lake Forest Foresters, tip-off scheduled for 5 o'clock. That's been a look at sports. Here are your scores for this week.
Welcome back. Friday night, ASAP tried to bring a taste of Hollywood to campus. Late Night Hollywood brought students the opportunity to decorate their own personal picture frame, have their name turned into art by a professional artist, and have their picture on a magazine cover, just like a movie star. Also, ASAP revealed which band received the most votes and will perform on campus in April. That band was The Cab and will perform on April 6th at 7 p.m. Local band Sailing Cashews will open.
Thank you guys so much for coming out. We're really excited.
The main purpose of the event was to provide a free Friday night activity for those who maybe don't want to go out, maybe go into town or find something to do. It's a free activity for those here on campus.
Tickets are now available in the ASAP office or the Stockdale office.
That's MCTV This Week. I'm Kyle McEwen.
And I'm Tori Philbin. Be sure to tune in next Wednesday for a new edition of MCTV.
And I'm Cameron Line. Remember, you can find us 24 hours a day on the web at monmouthcollege.edu/MCTV. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.